these troubled times, our fifth objective, a new world order, can emerge.
Live from a bunker in Greenwood, deep in the prison planet, this is This Week in Conspiracy. My name is Justin.
And I'm Brad.
And on my left, staring at me over the cover of Interstellar Tryst Weekly is Ashley, little SADB. Woo! How was your week, Ashley?
It was all right.
Okay. That sounds good.
That was a rough ride last week.
Yeah. We had that was a 2 hour.
2 hour and 20 minutes or so.
Yep.
But we smashed everything aliens.
Oh, we were over. We skimmed the surface about everything there could be.
Yeah.
And we even talked about.
We didn't even talk about the great reveal coming up next week.
No, we didn't say that. Well, we even talked about lunar waves, which most people probably didn't even heard of before.
No. We went deep into the simulation there, dude.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
And this is going to be our 10th episode, so this is a landmark for us.
Ooh, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, we got to ring the bell. It's not a Nazi time, but it's definitely something to celebrate. I guess we made 10 weeks. That's a big thing. What do you think, Ashley?
Well, they haven't kicked us off yet.
They haven't
we haven't been shadow banned yet.
Yeah, not yet.
So let's get our business out of the way here. So we got This Week in Conspiracy on Instagram, This Week in Conspiracy at gmail.com. We got This Week in Conspiracy on Facebook, and then our Twitter is
_conspiracy.
_conspiracy, if you can find it. So if you have anything, send it to us. We record on a Thursday, so send us an email on a Thursday. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on here.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to talk about, shoot it up. It'll give us some content. Speaking of content, we got a few content contributors from last week and this week. I got Sean W., Brad K., Adam L., and of course, Bruce.
The Wild Stallion.
Did you have any?
No,
this week. And we definitely have one from last week. That was Jim.
Yeah,
Jim. I think he was good. I think we had a great time with Jim, and I'd like to have him back again sometime.
Yeah, remember, check out his over at Majestic Ears Only.
Majestic Ears Only.
It's a little different than ours. I mean, they kind of pick a topic and stick to it. It's not necessarily like news like right today's news. But they do cover some pretty cool stuff like Egyptians in the Grand Canyon, Bigfoot, all that cool stuff, man.
Yeah, I heard a couple good Bigfoot ones they had, and they're all interesting, but it's a little bit better formed, I think, than ours.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there are probably a couple hundred episodes in.
We're 10. So we'll take it. I think we did all right.
Yeah.
No, he schooled us pretty much on space there, I think. He was really good at that.
Yeah, I think he enjoyed himself.
So, yeah, no. So you were talking to me earlier about we were going to get into COVID here.
Yeah, let's talk about COVID. But first, I want to bring up something that happened to me late in the evening last night.
There you go.
I get a frantic phone call.
Uh-oh.
Like
he's staring
9:40 at night. Like 9:40 at night.
9:30.
And you know what? That was 9:40 is when she called me. I get a frantic phone call. In tears. Like, I'm thinking something really bad's happened. Right? It's my mom.
Oh, no.
The cat.
Oh,
caught a mouse.
Oh,
right?
That seems fun.
Yeah. And she's freaking out, dude. I'm like, oh, well, the cat brought you a gift. Like, hey, thanks for taking care of me. Here's a little present for you.
Get rid of it. Just throw it outside.
So, like, I throw my shoes on, I run over to my mom's, I take care of the thing. And I was thinking, man, the cat kind of looks sickly, right? Yeah. I'm wondering if that wasn't a COVID mouse, dude. Of a lab somewhere.
The COVID mouse is getting your mom's cat.
Yeah. And like
cat.
It's Ashley's cat.
It's Ashley's cat. It swam the ocean, made its way across the entire continental U.S. from the Wuhan lab, and got here.
No, a bat carried it.
And dropped it.
It dropped it under that soil. But it's gonna kill little SADB cat.
Yeah,
No,
we're
he's
sad about the
fine.
cat. He's a little thin in the haunches, dude. He's not doing well.
He gained 1/2 pound. He's over 5 pounds now. He's hyperthyroidism.
He
How
does
old is
eat. He
how-
eats and he
Oh, he
plays.
eats.
He loves like.
How old's your cat?
13.
Well, you're whining about it. 13 years
I'm not
old.
whining
It's a
about
100
it.
years old cat.
Yeah, I mean, in cat years, I don't even know what that is.
Mom's cat was 18.
I know mine was 15,
Was it only 15? I thought yours was even
16
more.
maybe.
16 or 17.
Oh, me.
She was like 17.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I never thought I'd make it past 18.
Here you are.
Here I am.
All right, so that's my funny story. But like I thought, like maybe my dad fell out of the wheelchair, or like
or a cat
she
died.
went in and he wasn't breathing or something.
That's
But
horrific. Yeah.
it was the
So that, as soon as you get that news, you're like, "Oh, I'm excited."
yeah. Like I'll definitely
Yeah.
come over and take care of it.
You like run up there.
Yeah.
You're like on a full sprint. Like this, I'm having a good time now. 'Cause
Right.
It was a high-pitched, screaming into the phone from her.
From the mouse.
No, from my mom.
Oh, okay.
And like the phone's
Maybe
crackling.
maybe the mouse too. It was caught in the freaking death grip of the cat.
The cat was like, "I have thyroid problems, but I can still catch you, bitch."
That's what I said. I said, "What kind of weak ass mouse is that, dude? You
And-
get caught by this freaking
Yeah, I don't want
4-pound cat."
weak ass mountain mice.
Well, he was also put on pain meds yesterday, so he was kind of high.
So he's not feeling anything.
He was
He's like
like,
Barry
"Ah."
Bonds, dude, when he left Pittsburgh.
Giant forehead.
Yeah, giant. All right, COVID. I know. As we all sit back and kind of like, at least in our area, things are kind of going back to normal.
Oh yeah, it's
You
great.
know? I mean, it really wasn't crazy here anyway to
No.
begin with.
we live in a good area.
But like, I know, the people who are listeners who are like, yeah, but it's getting back to normal. Like, they're pushing it. If you're not paying attention to like mainstream media and like talk shows and other stuff, like it's kind of dying out in places, right? Nobody's really pushing anything. I'm going to the little amusement park here in town. No one's wearing masks. There's like one person wearing a mask,
A couple of workers. That was,
Yeah,
we were there.
the workers didn't even have them on.
No, there might have been one or two people. I can't even remember anybody really wearing them last night.
No,
to be honest with you,
yeah.
when we were there.
So it's still out there, and they're still going to push the narrative.
Well, in the bigger cities, they're just like in California. I'm sure they're still hammering.
Well, they're starting to open up out there.
Yes,
and
now
in
they
New
are.
York.
Yeah.
But if you go back and look at, like, so it hit. We got it. It started hitting sometime November or March of last year. I always thought it was earlier, but
Sure. Oddly, New York was probably one of the last states to really lock down. I mean, like California really locked down, I think, before New York.
Yeah.
New York held out longer than I thought.
right. But then if you watched it in the summer months, it kind of
It
just
died off,
died off, and then during flu season, it started to shoot back up.
Well, they
again.
made it shoot right back up
right,
like a rocket.
which
because
that's what's going to happen. So if you start listening, you're going to hear the D variant,
well, they're pushing
which
it
I think
now.
is the South African variant or the India variant.
It's the Indian variant. They're really pushing it now.
Yeah.
They're bringing it up every time I listen to the news. Like, what are you going to do about the D variant? What are you going to do
Right.
about the D variant? And so, I mean, well, you want to talk about the Surgeon General now?
Yeah, let's do it. Hit it up, dude.
He was on the NPR the other day, and they were asking him questions about COVID, and they brought up the D variant and why everybody's concerned about that 70% mark we're supposed to hit in July 4th. We're supposed to hit so we can all be free.
So we can be free again.
Yeah, when
I'm free anyway.
Well, everywhere out of a big city,
yeah,
everybody's free, and we
Right.
just do whatever we want anyway.
right.
But that was a big deal. They're so worried about getting that vaccine, and he basically on this interview with NPR said that we have to get more people vaccinated because the natural immunity is worse than the vaccine immunity is better than natural vaccine.
Yeah.
But here, I'll play the clip.
And we know that about 2/3 of people who are not vaccinated right now either believe some of the commonly held myths that are out there or think they might be true. They're not sure. And some of those myths include that you don't need to get the COVID vaccine if you've already had COVID. The answer is you actually absolutely do, because the immunity that you get from natural infection is not nearly as robust, especially against the new variants. There are also some myths out there that you can get COVID from the vaccine itself, which is absolutely not true.
Well, he just said that the natural immunity is not as good as the vaccine.
Well, here's what's really funny. If you're immune to something, you're immune to it. Right? I mean, immunity is immunity. Right? Like, your bulletproof vest that stops a 9mm round. It doesn't stop some 9mm rounds and not others. Like, it stops a 9mm round.
Right.
So immunity is immunity. Well, that's their first play on words. Like, you get more immunity. You can't be more immune. It's like that stupid saying 110%, dude. You can't give 110%. Well, you don't have it.
I give 110% every week.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, 10 here, 20 there, 30 the next day, 50 the next day, and then it adds up to 110 by the end of the week.
Right.
But
no, we put up an Instagram post there the other day about the Citizen Press. Citizen Press had the hospital, I think it was in Cleveland. A hospital in Cleveland. I don't have the actual name right in front of me. But they did a study in-house that they took people that were vaccinated and they took people that weren't vaccinated and did not have COVID. Then they took people that had COVID. Mm-hmm. And they showed I think it was like 60% of the people. It was like 60% more of the people that didn't get vaccinated and didn't have COVID got COVID. Okay. And then there was like 5 or 6% of the people that were vaccinated that got COVID, and 0% of the people that had COVID
got it.
So they already had it and they didn't get it again.
Right.
So he's lying. I mean, this wasn't a peer review study, quote unquote.
Right.
But I for all the doctors I heard talk, I mean, people act like we're stupid because we talk about this.
Yeah.
But I listen to podcasts and other shows with doctors for like hours. They talk for hours.
Right, which is in essence sitting in a lecture.
Right.
Like they do at medical school.
Yes.
You sit in a lecture. Yes, I'm not cutting anybody open because I'm not watching those YouTube videos.
Right.
But I'm guessing it's not a whole lot different than me gutting the deer.
No.
I just got to be a little bit more careful.
Well, yeah, you don't care.
Right.
You can poke whatever you want.
But like, yeah, like cutting the guts open is horrible. Like,
that's the worst thing you ever do.
But with the whole immunity, they've said this since the beginning. But last week we were at a recital, and there's always that one dude that like everything bad that could happen at that recital in our seats. Like we sit down, we're like, man, these are really good seats. We can see everything. Then the people behind us move in, loudmouth, right? Like everything he says, he wants the entire auditorium to hear.
And negative. Everything's negative, too, I'm sure.
He wasn't super negative, but like one of the things I overheard him saying was his wife, they asked his wife if she was going to get the vaccine at her job. And he was like, my wife was like, no, I don't want to get it. So she went and got an antibodies test.
Sure.
She had it in November or December. She had COVID.
Sure.
In November and December. She goes and gets the antibody test, and it comes back, and it said, like, your antibodies are, like, at 162. The doctor was like, anything over 8 is where we were looking.
Yeah, I'm not good at math, but that's a lot over.
Yeah, it's a lot over. So the doctor was like, look, if you don't want to get the vaccine, just come back every few months to keep checking your antibodies.
Sure.
If they get below that certain number, which he said was 8,
does her doctor work for Pfizer?
No, probably not.
Evidently not.
But I like all the firsts in history with this whole, the firsts of like my mask protect. Like okay, so let's take now that we know that it escaped the bio lab. I mean, I think that's fact. And you wonder why people are starting to be like hesitant about doing shit. It's because you lied to us the entire time, which it.
Like the squares are starting to notice they're getting lied to.
Yeah, I read an article today. It said that it was on Zero Hedge, and 18 scientists published a letter saying that they admit that the lab leak hypothesis was valid last year, but kept quiet because of Trump.
Yeah.
Because Trump said this came from a lab.
Right.
So in order to get him out of office, you literally lied to the entire public. Right? Like, they should all lose their license.
Oh, for sure.
Because now they're admitting they literally lied to you. That'd be like them saying, hey, I got your test results and you don't have cancer. Because I don't like you, even though you have it.
Right. Well, I mean, you can't turn anything. If you're a scientist, political is not in your.
It shouldn't be. It should have nothing to do with who's sitting in office.
Well, like, I know who might be better than scientists is financial people, because all they care about is money.
Money, yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who's going to make it money.
Nope.
That's who they're going to pick.
So
it's more honest anyway, I guess.
So, now they've been lying to us the whole time. We know that it came from a lab. So you wonder why people are like, well, I'm not taking that thing. Like, you've been lying to us from the beginning. And now, so everything you say, it's like, you know, when you tell your kid, like, don't lie, because eventually we're just not going to believe anything you say.
Right.
So the first masks were worthless. And then masks are good, but I only said that last time so the healthcare professionals could have them. You know, the not-for-profit hospitals that didn't stock masks, I guess. I guess the guy driving the Beamer or the Mercedes over there that makes $500,000 a year, I guess that not-for-profit hospital that he's running didn't properly equip itself for anything. You know, that guy. So I don't go buy a mask. That's why they told us masks were worthless, so that he could get masks. But, you know, so it's just been one lie after another. Mask, no mask. My mask protects you, but your mask protects me.
That was marketing genius.
But what boggles my mind is, you know, we've said this before, but you see these stupid people walking around with a T-shirt sleeve over their face.
That's what it is.
Yeah, in essence, that's what it is. Now think really hard, people. This escaped a level 4 biolab.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in a level 4 biolab, that's where you walk in, you get sprayed off, you put the big like spacesuit looking thing off with the oxygen tube into it. You walk out like everything's air controlled, so nothing can escape it. You work on it, you come out, you get sprayed with a chemical, you take your suit off, you step into another shower, spray. Hey, yeah, but the tiger zebra striped T-shirt covering your face is going to stop this deadly pathogen.
Well, we used to tear off, you know, I work in construction, you tear out inside of buildings. I used to wear masks with the breather canisters on the side.
Yeah.
You'd have them over, it would suction to your face.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, I would go home and take a shower, and then I would get out of the shower and take Q-tips and clean out my nose, and there'd be black shit on it.
Right.
And that's better than a T-shirt. And you know what I mean? And they think that's going to keep a smaller than dust.
I mean, a fart particle.
Yeah.
I mean, fart travels through underwear, your jeans, and smells up an entire room for 10 minutes.
Well, ask Ashley. She knows all about it.
I know. But that's going to stop this deadly pathogen. Oh, and then you wear it for a week straight without washing it. So, that's great for you.
Well, not only wear it, you throw it in the dash of your truck, you stick it in your back pocket, fart in it.
Fart on it.
Drop it on the ground.
Yeah, pick it up. Some people pick them up.
Wipe your mouth with it, probably.
Yeah, the dirt balls don't pick them up. They're laying all over the place.
If there was anybody like my grandfather, I mean, I used to carry those snot rags in his pocket.
yeah, right next to his mask. But I saw this funny meme, and it says, people aren't actually bothered by you not wearing a mask. If it was such a big deal, they would just stay away from you. They are bothered that you're disobedient. They're bothered that your strength shines like a light on their weakness. And that's what, that's how these overreacting fools, look at you.
Right.
When you're out without a mask on, which for me, it's been 98% of the time since COVID.
Yeah, I wore a mask for probably a week, maybe a week and a couple of days.
I actually started wearing masks 3 weeks before they shut everything down, because I was following this, and I'm like, it's gonna get here, it's gonna get here, it's gonna get here.
Worse,
I thought it was worse. I saw the videos over in China where dudes are falling over dead, and I'm like, it's coming here, it's coming here.
No, I remember you sending me text, you better gear up.
This
is it. We're all gonna be dead. Because you're essentially right, because that's the way they pushed it.
Right.
So you read the writing on the wall, but you just read it.
And then, like a few weeks after they shut everything down, I realized, what? Nobody's falling over dead in front of you. Because I worked. Like, I was out working every day, like you. And I'm like, this can't be as bad as I thought. Guess what? Not a mask since.
Right.
Like, I don't wear masks unless I'm forced to. Like doctor's appointments and stuff.
Well, the craziest thing, it might not be no connection, but I walked around for the entire time from March, whatever it was, like the first 2 weeks, I think was it March, the whole way to December, didn't get sick. Okay? We have a New Year's Eve party. Everybody's there. No one in my family's really, I don't think anybody's been sick yet.
No.
Not even the people that were at the party.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a New Year's Eve party. The cops were called for shooting fireworks off. You know how that goes.
Oh, yeah.
And he's telling, well, okay.
He came in with a mask, too.
Did he really have a
Yeah,
mask on? I don't remember.
He comes in, he's looking all around at us.
I didn't remember the mask part.
Now he had a mask on. And I'm like, who? Right in his face? Oh, right in his face. I'm like, over there, man.
Yeah, the fat guy with the mohawk. That's the guy you want to talk to. So whatever. That being said, 2 days later, the next day, my wife starts noticing she's don't have her taste and smell. And then, I get sick a couple of days later. So I'm thinking, whatever. We had a party. Everybody's together. We're all going to get sick maybe.
Oh.
But I come to find out it was a super spreader. But I've literally all summer I've had 4th of July parties, Memorial Day party. I mean, I had more people. I had probably 100 people at my house at one point. There's only like 50 people there, 40. But I find out that one of the people at the party got a vaccine, the first shot.
Oh.
Then all of a sudden,
everybody's sick.
There was like 5 people that got sick the next week after that guy came to the party getting shot. Now, listen, who knows, but it seems fishy to me that they're talking about that shedding. Mm-hmm. I hope to God that's not true because it's already looking bad for the vaccine itself.
Yeah, well, going back, like I was going back through my notes for the show, clear back from like our first episode. So on our first episode, it was the second episode. That VAERS database, it had, and this was the week of 4/19 through 4/25, so April 19th through April 25th. There was recorded 2,602 deaths from the vaccine.
Right. Okay.
Right? Now, fast forward to today. So what is that?
That's like 4 weeks, isn't it? 3 weeks?
Yeah, April 25th to May 25th, May 25th to the whatever today is, 16th. So 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, that's almost quadrupled to almost 6,000 people.
It's like 5,889.
Yeah,
something.
it's 5,888, and that was from June 4th. So
that's days ago.
Yeah, that's almost 2 weeks ago.
Right. Oh yeah. No. Yes, I'm all off. Yeah.
So it's almost tripled. Right. 2,000, 4,000, 6,000.
Right.
It's almost tripled in 5 weeks.
Right. Well, here's the thing they say about the VAERS thing. Anybody can report on VAERS. Anybody can. I'm like, yeah, but
and face a felony conviction.
It's a felony conviction, and from what I've heard from doctors talking about it, it's a serious thing.
Yes, they take it very seriously.
When you do file a VAERS report, it takes like a half hour to fill out the paperwork, and they take your name,
all your information,
so they know and they'll check.
Yeah,
I mean they might not check everybody, but if you get caught, it's a felony offense. It's noted as a felony. And they prosecute people.
Right. So it's a big deal.
Yes, and like you stated before, the Harvard study.
Yeah,
shows that it's underreported.
By 99%.
Most people do not record it.
Right.
So, well, if you get on and start finding out it's going to take you a half hour to fill it out, you're like, well.
Yeah, after your kid just died.
Yeah. And
your kid got the shot, then he died. But it's going to take, now I'm mourning. Do I really want to spend 30 minutes reliving all that just so it goes up on some stupid site?
That no one cares.
About.
Right. And the whole time, like, I'm going to, right now, I'm 40 years old. I've never heard of VAERS before.
Until this year.
Right.
Right, me too.
So,
yeah.
If, like you said, if some woman just lost her kid and she's putting it up there, and she's like, "I've never even heard of this."
Right, or your husband, right? Yeah, it almost would be like your doctor would have to be like, "Hey, there's this reporting site," but no doctor's going to be like, "Hey, I know I just gave you that vaccine, so go on this site now that you're dead, and your husband died."
There's only like one out of every. So
I don't know if any of them do it.
Probably not. They're the one
because what I'm going home, and my first thing isn't logging in and updating that site. My first call's to an attorney saying, "Hey, my doctor said after he gave my husband this shot that I should go fill out this thing."
Well, no, they tell you that. It's like, well, there's a really nice class action suit with like 8 million people on it that you'll
get $3.
Well, it doesn't matter about.
Well, they'll get 14 million.
Yeah.
But as a person who lost someone from a drug, it's not even about the money. But no one's gonna fucking care. Sorry for swearing.
Yeah, no, I know.
But no one's gonna care.
Right.
So what am I gonna throw my name? Throw my father's name on this list?
Right.
Of 500,000 people that no one already cares about.
Right.
For what?
Yeah.
And it's not about the money. Like my sister has a thing written down, and everybody she talks to, and she hears an inkling of anything about them taking any kind of medicine, she tells them right away. It's like, don't take this.
Yeah.
And don't trust your doctors. Ask them 100 questions. Don't ever listen to which you should never, always get a second opinion.
Right.
I'm going to tell you that right now.
Right.
Doctors are people. They don't know what a doctor
That's
is.
why it's called practice.
It's an auto mechanic.
Yeah.
He's an auto mechanic, probably not as smart.
Right. Well, and that's why they call it practicing medicine, and because they're not really sure.
Right.
And like, here's the deal too with that. Like, here comes the guy from Pfizer trying to push these meds on them. Hey, let me take you out to a fancy restaurant. Hey, if you use this med, this is what this med's for. It's been shown to help with blood pressure or blood clotting or cancer. Dude, they don't know. How do they know? Because a bunch of scientists sat down and said that's how it goes.
Well, you get mad at the doctor, and is it really his fault? Like Tinfoil had said before, these guys go to medical school. They get nailed with like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, they're stuck.
They're stuck.
Yeah.
So now they're drug dealers.
Yeah.
Because
hey, if you take this heart pressure or blood pressure medicine, if you push enough of this per year, we'll give you a $30,000 kickback.
Right.
Tickets to the Super Bowl.
The tickets to the Super Bowl, they need to pay their $500,000 loan off.
Yeah, I know.
And then after they pay that off, before they even pay that off, they're like, well, if you don't do this, we can take your license. Right. Now they're sitting there with no job.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've taken license in the United States from doctors who pushed hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah, safe.
Yeah,
procedure.
Safe. No, because it's been around for 50, 60 years. But guess what? Nobody makes any money.
Here's the thing about hydroxychloroquine.
Because it can be made for 50 cents.
Here's a dirty little secret about hydroxychloroquine. In foreign countries like England and places that travel to like Africa and stuff for holiday,
you can get it.
They give it to you like over the counter.
Yeah, you can walk in. Yeah. Here's the dirty little secret about leaving America. Maybe North America. Maybe you got to go over to Europe, because I spent some time in Europe. The first thing they told us when I was in the military was, do not go into pharmacies, right? And me, being the loudmouth that I am, I raise my hand. Sir, why can't we go into pharmacies? Well, the dirty little secret is you can walk in there and say, hey, I'd like a 30-day supply of Percocet. Oh, okay. All right, here's your 30-day supply of Percocet. Hey, I would like a cycle of steroids. Oh, yeah. Here. Do you want the generic bottle and some needles? Or do you want this nice leather-clad zippable pouch that has your holders for your bottles, holders for your needles, some alcohol prep so you can clean them?
Yeah, safe.
Yeah. And like you can go buy that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what woke me up. That we've been lied to our whole life. I was 20 years old. I get back and I'm like, wait a minute. I've heard for the last 20 years that we're the freest place on the planet.
Freest place?
So free.
You can't even put a shed in your yard.
I know. We're so free here. But in order for me to get pain medicine, I got to go to a doctor who tells me to go to a specialist, who runs 500 tests, who charges my insurance company, $8,000, and then tells me, yeah, here, take this medicine. Then I go to the pharmacist, and he says, Well, yeah, that'll be $100. Well, I have this insurance. Well, no, the insurance only covers 60%. It's really a $600 drug, but we only charge you $100, and the insurance company pays $500. That's the dirty little secret, people.
Yeah.
Is that it's all freaking hoax, man. We've been hoaxed.
Yeah. Well, it's just rich people drug dealing is all it is.
Yeah, rich people drug dealing.
And then, look at these clinics everywhere giving out like Suboxones and what's the other one? Suboxones and
Narcan?
Huh?
Narcan?
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, Narcan. Well, Narcan's the heroin overdose drug that they give you.
Well, the Suboxone.
And that's free.
Well,
Suboxone's the one that
supposed to get you off drugs.
Well, it's not supposed to get you off of it.
Okay.
Because
it's legalized heroin.
That's what it is.
Yes, it's just in littler doses.
Right.
And like,
well, there's other ones. There's Suboxone, and then there's it's not morphine. What the other? There's another one. Whatever. It don't matter. But these guys. I have them working for me.
Yeah.
They work for you.
Right.
And a lot of them are good dudes.
They're all good dudes.
And they, just got trouble.
Now listen. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Okay.
Now I want to tell you something about
that's
heroin.
Fine. But we live in Altoona, so they'll go to the Altoona clinic on, I don't know, we'll say the east side. So they failed 3 piss tests, and they're like, we can't give you no more because it's against the state or whatever. Mm-hmm. So these dudes go to the west side clinic.
Right.
So, and then they buy it off them.
Yeah.
And then if they get...
Well, they don't. Yeah, they buy it.
Well, the government pays for it. It's a government paid for program.
Yeah.
And then once they over hot piss there, then they're like, oh no, I'll go to the Johnstown clinic,
30 minutes away.
So essentially, it says you're just moving from corner to corner,
right,
and buying drugs, and it says legal drug dealing with paperwork.
Yes.
So the guys that are selling heroin on the street, if they would just learn how to do paperwork, they could sell legal drugs.
Yeah, and if they had $1 million and five buddies with
$5 million to set up the license, and the building, and you have to have all the people come in and test it. Yeah. It's just a way.
It's a way for everybody to make a little bit of money.
People
rich.
Yes,
rich people get rich.
Yes,
like when they did the medical marijuana.
Well, this isn't a white and black thing either. No. This is a rich person.
Yeah, holding everybody down.
Yes,
that's what I said. When they did the medical marijuana, here's how they should have done it. Cost you $100 to get the license.
Right.
$100.
That's fair.
Anybody who wants a license puts $100 in. Like a lottery, dude. So they got a big basket with you stand there, everybody who wants to get a license shows up on one day. They fill out your card, they drop it in there, they spin it. Maybe they have 5 baskets because you want to open yours in this region. And
whatever.
However you want to do it. Right. They draw you out. Hey, you won the medical marijuana license for this region. Right. You can open a dispensary in this region. So you have 12 months to get it done. If you don't, your license gets revoked and it goes to someone else. That way, if me and a bunch of middle-class dudes wanted to open our own dispensary, but we didn't have $14 million to put into it. Because I worked with a guy who was trying to get a dispensary license. I helped him do some of the security plan for it.
Right.
He had, I think at a minimum, they gave you minimums of how much you had to show, like, in order to even be looked at to get the license.
Right.
This dude was dealing with millionaire NFL players, like millionaire businessmen in the state. Like he's told me one time, he goes, look, if I needed $60 million tomorrow for this, I have it. Tomorrow. So they only do things to keep people getting rich.
Well, me personally, I think it should be a free market, open market for everything. I don't know why they even have liquor license.
No, you're right. If you sell a batch of bad liquor, you go to prison forever. Right.
Yeah. I mean, well, at this point now, everybody has a reputable liquor business. If you know who you're going to buy from. I mean, like you said, everything works its way out.
Yeah, in a free market, in a truly free market. Yes. We do not live in a free market.
No.
We live in a quasi-free market.
It's not even quasi.
It's not, I know. It's pretty much government run. Yes. If you had a true free market, you work yourself out. And what do I always say is the truest free market on earth right now?
Drug dealers.
Drug dealers
have
you have a product.
You sell it.
You push your product to people who want it. And if the guy on the next block can sell that same product cheaper,
Or has
guess
a better
what?
product.
Or has a better product. If your product kills somebody, the dudes listen. That network of druggies,
They know.
They know.
Yeah.
They know who you are, and they know to stay away from your shit or the stuff that's stamped this or the stuff that's stamped that. It's not hard.
No, the two purest capitalist projects in the world is drug dealing and prostitution. That's the two cleanest. I mean, I hate to say it cleanest, but it's the cleanest because it's all demand and
Supply and demand.
Supply and
Supply and
demand.
demand.
And if someone has a better product,
Right.
and you know who's going to be the best,
Yep.
and that's what everything will work its way out. People are always like, well, then you get people that run up and they won't pay employees. I'm like, if you have 5 people doing the same thing, the guy's an asshole ain't going to have no one working for him.
Right. And people don't realize the amount of time and money it takes to train an employee.
That was a lot of
Like
time.
you don't walk into any job. I don't care if you're running the concession stand at the Little League field. You don't just walk in there and run the concession stand. You got to learn that. Time has to be invested.
I know from going to concession stands, you're like, this parent is his first goddamn time.
Yes.
I'm going to punch him in the face.
Right. So, like, an employer, like, wants to hold on to good employees.
Right.
Because good employees create more business.
Make money.
And money for the employer. We got off COVID there.
Well, whatever.
But I did have a couple of things I wanted to say real quick
Go
about
ahead.
COVID.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. We really burned off.
We did. We burned off. We just got off. It's okay.
That's all right.
Okay.
Go ahead, back to COVID.
But what I wanted to talk about, the CDC last week issued an alert with heart issues,
the inflammation.
inflammation of the heart.
Well, that first autopsy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's not what I had that.
Well, good, right.
All I had down was it was just a note saying the heart issues with the vaccine. But yeah, there was that autopsy out of was it Maryland?
I think it may have been.
Or Massachusetts?
Massachusetts. It was an 86-year-old man.
It was an 86-year-old man who died, and they did the autopsy. And what did they find? All except for like the liver. There was like 3 organs that did not have the spike protein from his vaccine in it.
If that image is true with the purple spike, like the imaging they did,
Right.
if that's true with the spike, like the spike proteins in his lung, that is horrifying.
Yeah, his lungs was full.
Completely full. Looked like he had like ticks all over him.
Yes.
It was crazy.
Now he died of.
I think it said it was pneumonia.
Yeah, probably something to do with congestive heart or something.
I think it might have been congestive heart. I don't have the article in front of me.
But when you look back at like Dr. Tenpenny, when they talked about,
she said it.
When they talked about the SARS vaccine, the mRNA vaccines, when they ran the animal tests for SARS, and I think the bird flu was the other one, where they hit them with the mRNA, and it worked great, but when they injected them with the actual disease...
When the virus was entered to the bloodstream, it did that. It killed the animal.
Overloaded everything.
Well, that was that doctor 2 weeks ago we played.
Yes.
That Michael, I forget his last name, from Canada.
Right.
He was overly concerned. He was almost at a panic.
Right.
Because he knew what he was finding was dangerous.
Yes.
Because they thought the shooting in the muscle
stays in the muscle. That's always stayed in the muscle.
And I've heard people say, like, it just washes out of your system. Like, how do you know?
Well, here's the thing. Maybe the flu vaccine does. Because if you think about it, the flu vaccine takes a dead portion of the flu.
Right.
All of these vaccines take dead portions of that disease, inject it into a site, your body finds it, attacks it, and kills it, flushes it. This is not a dead portion of the vaccine or of the disease.
It's changing your cells.
This injects something into your body to tell your cells to produce something that looks like the disease, and then it goes through your body, dude. What? Like, that would make sense to me. Like, I'm not a doctor, but like if you inject something into your body that tells your cells to mimic something, they're going to go everywhere because guess what? Your body's not attacking that. It told your body to make them.
Well, that's what we said. Like, I think I even said like week 2 or 3. I was like, it seems like if your body's creating other things in your cells, that seems like cancer.
Yeah.
And that what cancer spreads to your body.
Right.
I mean, like your body makes it.
Yeah.
That's the dangerous thing about cancer is your body just keeps making it, and then you kill it,
Right.
and then it still just makes it.
Right.
That's why you have to get checked all the time.
Yeah.
Because it just keeps making it and making it.
But the funny thing, with the vaccines is, did you notice that the CDC just gave permission this week for the Johnson & Johnson shots?
Yeah.
So they were all set. I think it was like 10 million shots.
Right. It was 10 million shots.
Or
I think
50 million.
There was like a week left on the
a week or two left on the expiration.
Yeah.
And what did they give them?
6, I think.
6 weeks.
4 weeks.
I loved what you said about the milkman, dude.
Yeah. It was I remember hearing it. I just happened to turn the TV on. I turned the TV on. We have internet. I don't know what it is, but our TV provider. But it was on. I switched to the channel, and it said about that happened. I looked at my wife and I said, "Now, do you think? Could you imagine the milkman calling you up and saying to you, it's like, hey, the expiration date in your milk is coming up here in 4 days, but
we'll give you another 6 weeks."
I talked to Bob, the supervisor, and he said that's good for another 6 weeks.
Well, I mean,
most people dump it out. I mean, I with milk, I will not drink that son of a bitch one day. If it says the date on it, I will not drink it. My wife will drink it a couple days after.
Yeah.
No way. I dump that out. I can taste it.
it's supposedly still good for another
2 weeks, I think.
week after.
Yeah, well, I'm not drinking
Listen,
it. I can taste it.
if I get to like the day before,
My mind
I'll be
tells
like,
me it's bad.
my mom, because I'll sniff it. I'll be like, oh, no, that does not smell
Listen,
like milk.
I drank bad milk twice in my life. It is the worst thing
Yeah.
that would ever happen in your life. I drank milk. Well, I'm not going to say the worst thing ever happened in your life, but it is bad. I drank one in junior high at the Votech and morning breakfast. I drank it. I was like, yeah. It's all curdled. It was all curdled.
Well, hold on.
Oh, man. That was bad.
Since we don't like drinking curdled milk,
I like
what
it.
do we like to drink?
Yogurt.
Oh, okay. Yes. I forgot to say it because we were supposed to do this in the beginning of the show, Ashley.
Oh, my bad.
There's another thing after this that we have to hit on, too.
Oh, yes.
Our message.
Yes.
I've had too much of it.
Well,
That's why I
here's
can't
the
remember.
thing. We've been drinking too much of this stuff. It is great.
It's starting to kick in. That's why I had to mention
Yes,
it.
it tastes fantastic. It's Mickey O'Shea's Irish vodka. It's the best vodka I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, smooth. Dude.
So smooth. I tell you what, I mix it with whatever you want. I mix it with
a little
Gatorade.
Gatorade, a little pineapple juice.
Oh, little
put it in
orange juice in the
slushy.
morning. Little orange juice in the morning to get your day started.
Yeah, a little mimosa.
All right. Yeah, I mean, my wife says, "Hey, you got to lay off the hard whiskey. You're acting crazy." So
Yeah.
I moved the vodka
Right.
to slow it down. It's clear. It's a clear liquid. It's a clear.
It's clear.
Clear
and,
alcohol.
And
White liquor.
What's Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec say? He says clear liquors are for women and something else. I forget what it was.
That's what it. I slowed it down to a clear
Clear liquor.
clear liquor. So
Yeah.
I tell you what, there's more that you can do with a potato than just eat it. Ashley, what do you think?
What do you think?
Oh, this is the best vodka I've ever had.
It's better than the potato family.
It's potato. Better than the
That's
potato
that's what
famine.
they want us to say.
That's what they want us to say.
Really,
Best thing
instead
to
of a-
happen to potatoes since the famine.
But I'm going to say this: you can do more than potato and just boil it. That's
Yeah,
what I think.
Mickey.
Mickey O'Shea's Irish vodka. You have something you're going to read?
I mean, we love our Mickey O'Shea's, dude.
Oh,
Without a doubt, man. It's the best. But, you know what we forgot to do?
I know. It's another huge. We had another huge.
A huge one? Or, well,
It's not a huge.
it's not huge like the last one, but it's pretty big.
It's big. It's probably bigger to me than the other one.
Well, he's definitely bigger than us. Probably combined.
Well, muscle.
Muscle-wise.
He's
Well,
not as tall as me.
no. He was bigger than us, muscle-wise, but I don't know anymore. He's kind of getting like not as big.
He used to hang out with Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, they were buddies.
They were boys.
And then like
Enemies and boys.
I mean, this dude would have been great to call last week.
yes.
It would have fit right in.
Yeah.
Because like he hunted these things.
Well, he called it after last week, is what it was.
I know. Well, he hunted aliens.
Yes, he hunted aliens.
He rescued his daughter from Bennett.
Yes, he did.
And he doesn't care if he tells you he'll kill you last. He lies. So who called us this week? Well, we can't use his name.
No, just,
But we can't use his name. But
he called us on the Anchor.
He called us on the Anchor app and left us a voice memo. I'll give you 2 hints. 1, get to the chopper.
These people need out.
Oh, you pulled that one out. But I was
did it
thinking.
last week.
I was the former governor of California.
Get to the chopper. We need to get there now. They have Spotify Radio, but even better, they have a subscription to This Week in Conspiracy. It's wonderful.
All right, so that dude called and left us a message. So we have 2
Big legit.
awesome legit listeners,
Yes.
dude.
Yeah. Wow.
And I just want to make a shout out to you guys.
That's the only listeners we have.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah, hey,
One of them-
I'll give those 2 listens all day long.
One of them was a leader of the free world at one point, and the other one was a leader of the Hollywood.
Not only that, but he rescued us from an alien invasion.
He stuck his fingers.
He gave air to Mars.
Yeah, he put his 4 fingers in the thing. He's like, these people need out.
Yeah. And he got to feel that 3 boobie lady.
He saw the 3 titties, man. That was the most classic thing as growing up. You're like,
yeah,
this lady has 3
3
titties.
boobies. After we rented the VCR and the VHS tape from the local.
You rented the VCR
and
tape?
the VCR. We were poor. Dude.
That was legit, dude. I remember, like, Ash is a gamer. I remember renting gaming systems.
We never did that, but you probably never did that.
No, because
But I will tell you, I remember I had a buddy, and he had the Sega Genesis channel.
Oh, the Sega TV.
Oh, legit.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Ashley's Jack.
I can remember
I think her nipples are getting hard.
we would lay in his basement, just chill. I'd be on the couch, he'd be on a recliner, and we would literally play Sega for hours. Sega. And I remember, the only reason I remember that he had that, because some people I talked to are like, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Like our friends.
I remember wanting it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I remember is because I chewed back then. And I remember I was spitting in a bottle and drinking from a bottle. And I picked up the wrong bottle and vomited all over his floor, dude, because I took a big old gulp with chew spit.
Yeah.
But
I've done that, and I wasn't chewing. So.
What'd you drink? Old milk at the
No,
Votac?
No. My uncles used to chew, and I took a drink
yeah.
of their chew, which should be sacrilege. That's evil.
Yeah.
But I'm not even the one in the system, man.
Well, here's the one thing you learn when there's a chewer around.
Yeah. Hey.
You just don't pick up random bottles
No, you
and
don't.
start drinking out of them.
No, these assholes.
Yeah. Because they're like, I remember when my wife and we may have been married or we were dating, but we were up at my in-laws for something, and I had left a spitter on the counter, and my mother-in-law put it in the refrigerator.
She took a big swig out of
Yeah,
it.
she didn't drink out of it or anything, because I think my father-in-law, because he was a chewer,
He knew.
back in the day, was like, why'd you put that in the fridge,
Oh, well, that's like, how imagine coming, like, sometimes I'll get up, not so much now anymore, but like when I was younger, get up in the middle of the night and want to drink a soda in the middle of the night. Like 2 in the morning, that would have been so bad.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember of video games is up, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
Yeah. And well, if you're playing with 2 people.
That's 2 people.
And you cannot find that game anywhere.
Contra, I have it, buddy.
No.
I have it on a little little Nintendo.
No. I want the original Contra, like the
Cartridge.
It is. It's that. You
I think
play
I might
it,
have it.
legit. When you play this, legit.
Like on the Nintendo. You put you
Is
hey, you go.
Nah, it's
Put
not.
it in, right to the edge, push it down real hard, and then play.
Well, then it doesn't
I'm
play.
pretty sure I have Contra.
Well, you got to bring it in.
Well, then when you
Nintendo.
don't play, you take it and move it to the left.
Yeah,
Push it back out,
right.
Then you push it to the right.
Yeah.
Then you take it out and you blow it in again.
But,
You bang the back.
Oh, you hit
Pop
the
it
back.
out and pop it back in.
all right, so there's actually a actual term when you do stuff like that.
When you smack something to work, yeah.
But anyway, my next topic that I'm going to go
What's
over.
the term?
I don't know the term. I
forgot
just
it.
remember reading it
Intelligence, like
one time.
learning how to do things.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But
Teach and remind.
so, what I wanted to talk about next,
This is my friend. Fill out. Oh, God.
I'm just going to give you a hint.
Okay.
Oh!
Well, we don't know.
We don't know.
Sounds
But,
like
but Project Bluebeam, or Project High Jump, Klausland. Schwabland. Right. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about Klaus Schwab. Schwab. So he's in charge of the World Economic Forum, I think.
I think that's it.
Is the World Economic Forum.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a little clip here. It's long, but we're going to split it up because, like, what he says. Now, back in 2019, November 2019, they held, I call them war games, but I'm not sure how else to say it.
Gen 21.
Well, it was Event 201.
201.
And what Event 201 was, like I said, I call them war games. So they war gamed what would happen during a global pandemic of a virus.
So I would say this was fake. Like war games, I never believed it. But I remember watching a Columbo episode where there was a murder during this guy. Yeah. This military, like, generals were doing a
war game.
Yeah. And then, whatever. I'm sorry.
So it was geared towards.
Columbo.
It was, I do too. Just one more question.
Yeah,
and you knew when he turned around for that one more question, you were screwed. That dude was screwed.
My favorite thing of all time is like a dope. The guy looks like a dope, like a piece of
garbage. He looks like
he's a genius.
Yeah, he looked like his raincoat got balled up in the back of a car, and like he just pulled it out.
That's what I go for my life, but I'm still a dope.
Yeah, right. I'm just not the genius.
I'm not a genius
at anything.
Yeah, right. I was like, I'm going to pretend like I have nothing, and I'm a genius. And and everybody's like, this guy is an idiot.
Okay, so the World Economic Forum was part of Event 201, and what they did was they war gamed a global pandemic. And if you go back and watch or read about Event 201, the COVID pandemic played out exactly to the point where we're almost to right now, where they have a higher, like not a high-ranking government official, but you could say he was a high-ranking government official that gets thrown under the bus and blamed for everything. Which we're seeing currently with Fauci. Yeah. So
perfect sacrificial lamb. He's like 80 years old.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's been in government for 50 years, since 80.
Well, it's the person that's thrown under the bus.
Yes, he's the guy that can retire and go live on an island. Nobody ever sees him.
He's a dead man walking. I mean, not to be ignorant, but he's lived a life.
So next month, Cyber Polygon.
That's a new game.
This is their new war.
That's the new game. I've heard of this week.
Yeah, this is all about cyber attacks. Now I have a little clip.
You have the clip of him saying about it?
I absolutely have the clip of him talking about it. And what's funny is he's sitting in front of like a sign on his. It would be over his right shoulder. It says World Economic Forum.
Right.
Over his left shoulder, what's it say? Build back better. Yeah. Because that's what they're going for. Okay? So I'm just going to play. I'm going to play. It's 4.5 minutes, but I'm going to play it in chunks.
Before you play it, you know how you always say a punchable face? This guy has, I've never seen his face, but he has a punchable voice.
Yeah, I mean.
I want to punch his face.
When I hear dudes from like Eastern European area, you know, like he sounds like he's Czech or Polish or like German.
He sounds like a German Nazi. I mean, It sounds like a Nazi. It's just what we've learned what Nazis are.
Yeah, like the old 70s show.
Yeah.
We said, like.
But it's like that soft-spoken.
I see nothing.
Yeah.
I hear nothing. Yeah. Like that. Oh, by the way.
Oh, shit, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. And like the first 10 seconds is kind of rough.
Yeah, play
but I'm going to play it, and then it kind of clears up.
ask ourselves, in such a situation, how could we let this happen? Despite the fact we had all the information about the possibility and the seriousness of a risk attack.
So,
before you say anything, know what I hear? You know what I hear when I hear his voice? It's like, remember him, Hitler was like,
yeah.
It's like, here's what I hear. Like the like the aliens from Mars Attack.
Yeah. All right. So what he's saying is, what he's saying in that clip is a cyber attack on our infrastructure would make the COVID
look like nothing. Yeah.
Right. Which we've had this conversation.
Yeah. This is what I've heard all week on other shows.
Yeah, like it's starting to pop up more and more. And like I said before, like we'll do a show and then like within the week or two, like that's even what like the mainstream, like Glenn Beck, like they're mainstream.
The
Dan Bongino, all them guys are starting to talk about, cyber attack.
Like, it's your old crusty uncle shows.
Yeah, your squares. Your old square political class.
Well, people used
trying to fit into the round hole.
Well, people used to call us conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
They're like, you're a conspiracy nut.
Yeah.
And then, like, I remember this day, Easter, working in the yard saying, hey, Trump's probably going to win the presidency. Oh, you're an effing idiot. You're an effing idiot. Yeah. What happened 3 months later?
He's the greatest dude ever since sliced bread.
I love this guy.
Yeah, he's the greatest dude. Yeah, we know who you're talking about. You know who was talking about.
I'm just calling my shot because I owe you one.
Yeah.
You always get over on me.
I know. Right. We owe you. We've been owing you for years. I don't think you're going to sneak out on us. But, so, he's building it out. So, 2019, let's have a war games on a global viral pandemic.
This is the whole thing. They're setting it up with all these cyber attacks on the meat, the cyber attacks on the this. What they want to do, they want to shut down our internet. They want to shut down everything.
Well, yeah, and I think too, like he said, your hospital,
your banking, the bank is what they're going to get shut down. That shuts down everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't even have to shut down banking, dude. Like I said, like not long ago, I was standing at a local convenience store, and like the chip readers went down.
They can't take any money.
The ATMs in the back went down. There were 9 people in front of me.
Didn't have money.
9 people. It was lunchtime, so everybody's ordering food, and everything goes down. Right, like the registers still work.
It could have been. Oh, okay.
Right, everything. The power still worked, but the chip readers, the card readers, the ATM machine. So like the guy that he's paying for his stuff is not reading his chip, and the guy's like, "Oh man, I think our chip reader just went down." He goes, "Well, I'll just run back and grab money."
Mm-mm.
So he walks back to get money, comes back up and goes, "Hey, the ATM machine's down." Well, the ATM is down. Not ATM machine, because that would be machine.
Not that bad.
But, so the employee looks up and goes, I can take cash. I was the only dude in line that had cash in my pocket to pay for anything.
You're the only real person.
I'm the only person.
I have cash all the time.
So, just keep that in mind when these systems go down. Like the guy, if you have cash on you, you may be able to deal a little bit.
You may be God.
You may be the guy that is able to go to the front of the line to get gas or to pay for food or whatever. And everybody else who's trying to pay with cards, you're out, dude.
Listen, I've been telling people for probably years. Only put in the bank what you're going to write checks for.
Right, because it may not be there when you go.
It may not ever be there because it's useless. 40 years ago, like older people, it's like you put money in the bank, you can earn interest on it. You're not earning shit on your money in the bank now.
No.
It's a joke.
You could find that laying in the parking lot of your local convenience store.
I was 16 years old. I had $300 in the bank. I earned like a quarter. I earned like $1.40.
Yeah.
As an adult, 40, like when I was in my 30s, I had $40,000 in the bank.
You earned $1.
I earned $1.20
Yeah.
a quarter. So that's like 20 cents less on $300.
Right. Well, I mean, back in the 80s, you were getting 12 to 14% on your checking account.
So why would
savings.
Why would you put money in the bank?
No, you may as well. You're just as good. You're just as well off holding it under your mattress.
Or do something with it.
Yeah, buy it, which we talked about.
Right.
So anyway, let's get back to
Let's get
back to Cyber Polygon.
Ashley's looking at you.
Cybercrime and global cooperation should be at the forefront of the global agenda. The grim reality is that cybercrime today is definitively a growth industry. It has significant financial costs to the global economy, but it has also important indirect costs. It can undermine the public confidence in digital transformation and therefore into the overall trustfulness of a society. There is no doubt that building digital trust and a secure internet for the global economy is one of the major challenges that no nation or company can solve alone.
So,
before you get there,
yeah.
they're going to be serious.
Yeah.
And which is fine because there's some serious shit here. But I have a hard time even paying attention to him because it's like, how could you even listen to someone with this accent tell you anything?
Yeah, I know. Like,
you know what I mean? This is like we grew up with this is Nazi Germany.
I know. It's hard. I get it. Yeah.
But I just had to say that. Go ahead.
But I find it amazing that as they're still pushing COVID, it's so deadly, it's going to kill us all. It's COVID. You got to get this. You got to get that. This dude who pushed COVID 2019 is now saying the greatest threat. So, like, COVID doesn't even matter.
No, it's no big deal.
As a matter of fact, he references the COVID outbreak during this talk multiple times, almost like it's a thing of the past.
It's over to that.
Now we need to watch for a cyber attack.
It requires a global response with strong private-public cooperation.
Now, I know I didn't only let him talk for a second, but he said private-public cooperation.
Right.
That's a big thing.
We want
That's
private
socialism.
Yes.
Where you may own a company, but only if the government lets you own a company.
Yep.
In recognizing this need, the World Economic Forum launched in 2018 the Center for Cybersecurity to offer a global convening platform for governments, large corporations, and civil society to address the systemic cybersecurity challenges and find joint solutions.
This guy's business have killed Jews.
Listen, systemic racism, systemic this, systemic that. So he's using the keyword.
Well, I'm just saying, this is a guy who's telling you systemic racism when his voice almost is telling you.
Says get in the oven.
Yes.
Yeah.
His ancestors literally killed Jews.
Yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to take out of that little clip there, he said they started this in 2018 as a global initiative to help businesses and companies. Hey, great work, guys.
Right.
I mean, in the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks, we've had our largest pipeline hacked. We've had, what was the other hack? Our meat producer, our largest meat producer in America hacked. Hey, great work stopping the cyber attack.
Well, they stopped it, but it was funny enough they were able to
instantly
get half the funds back from these.
I thought they got them all.
No, they didn't get them all.
I thought they got them all.
Oh, they didn't get them all?
I think
they got it all?
Mm-hmm.
So they...
because the master
hackers couldn't figure out how to put it into a private wallet.
Yeah.
They couldn't
out of the country.
How to transfer it 3 times one time out of a private wallet.
Right.
I have Bitcoin. These
Yeah.
pieces of garbage drove my Bitcoin down.
I know.
And I have it in a private wallet. And I'm barely able to read. So these guys are supposed to be like these genius hackers
yeah.
And they leave it into like
almost conveniently.
It's sitting in a bank.
It'd be literally we pull off the greatest bank heist in
And
history.
just
And
put
then
it in
walk
our checking account.
outside. No, we walk outside and we leave the bag on the curb.
Essentially.
Yeah. And then the feds swoop in and are like, we're the greatest ever. Look what we've solved. We solved the crime. We found the money.
So these bank thieves took their money and walked across the street to their bank and put it right in their checking account.
So-
That's essentially what they did.
So it's all for show.
It is a
Yes,
show.
it's all
to
for show.
destroy
Because
Bitcoin.
the majority of American people do not understand
Digital currency.
digital currency and how it works.
Right.
Because I barely understand it. And I know how to put it into a private wallet.
Well, the other thing is too, even your like the novice person in America right now is hearing Bitcoin, Dogecoin,
Right.
Ethereum, and they're going, maybe I should look into these things.
Now,
but
no.
then they're like, only hackers and drug dealers use Bitcoin because it can't be traced, but unless by the federal government, who will find it and take it back.
Literally, after that hack, the pipeline hack, it went from 65,000
To about 38.
to 38.
Yeah.
It's been hovering around 40 for the last
Yeah.
month. So they're crushing it on purpose.
Yes. Because Bitcoin was built to be outside the system.
It's all
Untraceable.
it's
You can't take it. You can't
but
find
the
it.
untraceable thing is not true. You
No,
can trace it.
I mean,
You can
it's
trace it to
digital.
everything. It's digital. You can trace
Yeah.
every step of the way.
But they,
But you can put it into a private wallet where they can't get
where
to
they can't
it.
touch it.
I
Right?
have all my like.
You
legit-
can literally pull it onto the laptop sitting next to me, pull the hard drive, and you'd never be able to touch it.
Right.
Ever.
right.
Unless you hook that hard drive back up.
My Bitcoin, most of my Bitcoin's still in the
Yeah.
bank that I bought it off of.
Right.
That's what these criminals took it and left it in.
Yeah.
So like, there's some fat guy from Altoona to figure out how to hack into the pipeline. He left it in his standard bank.
Yeah.
So the FBI could find it.
It'd be like stealing a car and then parking it in front of your house.
Yes.
Not like
Yeah.
with a for sale sign on it.
Well, the sign that said, "Hey, I stole this car."
All right. Let's get back to friggin' Nazi.
Okay.
It is obvious that governments have to play a leading role in securing cybersecurity, but ultimately, cybersecurity is a challenge for all of us. It is important to use the COVID-19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons the cybersecurity community can draw and improve our preparedness for a potential cyber pandemic. Since we are the first generation to have such levels of interconnectivity and global value chains, we need to take decisive action in preparing. I'm glad that Cyber Polygon is one of the great initiatives that address the need for building capabilities that enhance global cyber resilience and preparedness, fighting against cybercrime and cyber attacks. I'm particularly pleased to see the high number of leaders that join the Cyber Polygon this year. I trust you will have constructive dialogues and exercises on the most pressing challenges in securing our shared digital future. Our digital interdependence and interconnectivity in the COVID area makes the integrity of cyberspace an even more critical element of our collective future. I wish you every success.
Listen, before you get into this, before you get into this thing, I just picture him talking. Okay, as he's talking, his right hand starts going up in the air, and then his handler later smacks it down.
His other hand. So that he doesn't give himself away.
So don't give a high. Like,
What was that movie where the hand ran around? Like the dude.
that was.
it was like
Idle hands?
Yeah, idle hand where it ran around. Like
I was thinking of like his. What do they call that when a woman is like your.
Handler?
Yeah, handler. But
yeah, all women are handlers.
Like they take care of all your
Oh, your assistant?
No, well, whatever. I just picture his assistant smacking his hand. Every
Yeah, every
he's
time
talking, and his right hand goes up to do the.
He's trying to give a Nazi salute.
And she's like, smacking his hand down every time. I don't even know how anybody can even listen to this guy.
So pretty much like what he's saying is there's a cyber attack coming. They're going to shut everything down. His publicist.
Judas Priest. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
But isn't it funny? Like this stuff's coming out now, right? A mere 2 or 3 weeks behind our pipeline getting hacked, our meat getting hacked, radio and TV stations that they really didn't talk about getting hacked.
No, they didn't say nothing about it.
The New York subway got hacked. Now, they didn't shut anything down, but they found that somebody was in there watching how everything worked.
Well, it seems like all these systems have a backdoor already, and they're just all you gotta do is hit a button.
Yeah, that's why Trump didn't want the Chinese 5G and stuff in here.
Huawei.
Yeah.
You didn't want Huawei here in the 5G?
Because there's a backdoor.
You think?
Yeah.
He's a racist.
I know, he's a xenophobe.
Smacking that Nazi hand down. He's a racist. They're going to listen to Klaus Schwab, who sounds like he burnt like Jewish people allegedly in a furnace, and Trump tells some bad jokes, and he not even jokes. He just whatever.
He speaks the truth.
Wow, this is great. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest, and they'll act like he's a racist because he has orange hair. His face
Orange
is
face.
But one of the things that I heard last week before we talked about aliens.
Sorry, buddy.
They were talking about retaliating against Russia if we for the hacks, and they said if we turn out the lights in St. Petersburg, they'll turn out the lights in Chicago, which means they have the ability to turn our lights out.
Well, yeah.
It's like that mutually assured destruction with the with the nuclear weapons.
Right.
We aren't going to attack you because we know that if we attack you, you're going to attack us.
Right.
But what scares me is, how does Russia have the ability to turn our lights off? You think some dude in the White House or in D.C. making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year goes, hey guys, maybe we should be separate from that line over there so that they can't get in and shut everything down.
Well, that's what we talked. Well, I don't know if
we talked about that, about the oil.
Right. Well, the oil, but also the internet a couple weeks ago it shut off. Like half the world was shut off there for like a whole evening.
That's common.
Well, it was already happening. There's I read an article, we put it on Instagram, that it was, what was it, like last week on a Thursday, most of the internet was shut off in the majority of the areas. And then you start reading the article and you find out there's 2 choke points that shut off like majority of the United States and Canada and then the Europe. Yeah. So it's like there's 2 spots that you can shut off that destroy.
And it's done.
It's done. And it's not, people are like, oh, who cares? It's just the internet. But it's not just the internet. You got your, like he was saying earlier, you got the credit card machines, ATMs. Probably the power grids run off the internet. I'm pretty certain now. I would assume it's some kind of internet system's running that.
That's the thing. They came out with the internet and they said how great it was, so everybody went to that.
Yeah,
just like instead of using cash,
well,
people used credit card.
It was the vice president.
Al Gore.
He
invented it.
He invented the internet. After Al Gore invented the internet, go ahead. I'm sorry, Ashley. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, well, just everyone jumped to that.
Right.
So now everybody's reliant on that.
Right.
Like,
it probably runs.
Not everybody. Like Russia has its own system over there.
Right.
It's separate from everything else. That's what people don't get. Like, as you sit back and think your country, America, has your greatest interests in mind when they make decisions. Russia is building underground bunkers for their citizens. They have food for their underground citizens. They have supplies for their underground for their citizens in case of an attack. Do you know what your country taught you to do? Go out in the hallway and crouch down.
Crouch down at desk.
Yeah. But for the people in D.C. who steal our money every day that you go to work, they have their own private bunkers. They have a continuity of government. They don't give a shit about you sitting at home. But the Russians put 50 million people in their cities in underground bunkers last year as a test run for a nuclear war. Think about that. 50 million people.
Well,
They put an underground bunker.
This is like it's like saying that there's a different God to people, okay? It's going to be hard to understand, hard to accept. But like I just heard an interview. I'm not saying Putin is great, because it's going to be hard for you to swallow.
Yeah.
But he just had an interview the other day who said, you talk about my atrocities. I never, they said he killed like opponent, government opponent. He said, I never did that. This is all political, whatever.
Right.
Which,
yeah, whatever,
maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had the chance, I would do the same thing.
So maybe we don't kill our political opponents here, but we just hire the 5 biggest news stations to run bad news on them. Well, we have opponent governors and states lock everything down and make things seem worse than what they really are, to destroy the best economy in 60 years.
It's worse.
Yeah.
But he said, you have 150 prisoners that came to D.C.
Yeah.
to stand up for their political rights.
And you have them in jail.
And they crushed them. And there was no sign of real violence.
No.
And he said this in the interview. I mean, there was a translator or whatever.
Yeah. Well, the January 6th, I don't even know what the hell you call it.
It was the worst day in American history.
I know. January 6th, the worst day in American history. Destroyed 0 statues, 0 paintings, and they recovered 0 weapons.
Listen, I lived through 9/11. We both lived through 9/11. And Ashley also did.
Oh, yeah.
But I've heard of like, when they attacked Pearl Harbor. I've heard people tell me that. Now, January 6th, when I was popping popcorn and putting bullets in my in my clips, getting excited, like clips. I'm sorry, guys. Magazines. I'm sorry for you guys, you truck drivers who want to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about because I said clips.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Sorry for swearing. I get Here's one accent in America. I'm going off topic. One accent in America. I deal with them all the time. People work on trucks or heavy equipment. They know everything.
Like me.
Yeah. Well, I can hear the, I'm going to do that in my 10-4. I'm like, you don't know shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm getting mad.
That's okay.
I just got mad because I heard people say about the Clips and magazines.
Yeah, they are magazines.
They are magazines. Who gives a shit? I put bullets in them when I was eating chips. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I got worked up.
But no, you're right. Like,
but that was the difference. Is like I was freaked out on 9/11 because I didn't know what the hell was going to happen.
Yeah.
January 6th, I was like, why is everybody leaving?
I know, because they issued a curfew. Why did I see policemen like waving dudes in?
Well, here's the thing. It's like when I was overthrowing my government, I decided like, hey guys, they told me I got to be home by 6, so we're going to shut it down. We'll be back tomorrow.
Time to get home. It's 6 o'clock. We got to
6
stop.
o'clock.
Mom's calling.
Mom's calling.
I was so scared sitting in my office.
That brings me to what did we learn this week? They have 400 and some dudes in custody, I think.
More, yeah.
Yeah. And there is a shit ton of unindicted co-conspirators, which Tucker Carlson, I heard the guy that comes on, Dan Bongino, they were talking. They think they were FBI agents pushing the rioters to do those things. You know, much like Ruby Ridge, where the FBI agent was like, cut your shotgun here. And the dude's like, well, I can't cut the shotgun there because if I do that, it's illegal. Here, hold your hand on the handle and let me help you.
Yeah.
Or like the FBI agents that burnt down Waco. These are the same dudes that pushed these protesters into the Capitol.
Well, the Waco thing was like, these people make sense, so we better kill them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like telling us, what if we start our own society? And then I don't know if he molest the kids or not. That is beyond the thing. I don't know if that's true or not.
We have a pretty good idea that he was sleeping with everybody's wife. But here's the thing: if you're dumb enough to take your wife there and then let the weird wacko friggin' dude do your wife, well, then that's on you, dude. That's not the government's like opportunity to go burn everybody to the ground.
Right. No. Well, we're getting off. I drawed you off topic. I'm sorry, but that.
So what we're learning is that the feds had. We think, in mainstream media thinks, that the unindicted co-conspirators that are listed in these documents as they're arresting, Horn Guy and stuff, were feds. Feds.
Well, I just saw an Instagram post before I come in here, probably an hour ago, that said that there was a Green Beret that had FBI just come and try to talk him into going to January 6th to try to incite some things. I didn't get to watch it because I was just walking in here, but
right,
that's what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
These FBI just went there. Well, from every report I've seen, the damn police let them walk right in.
Yeah, I mean, I watched videos where the police are like, "Hey, don't mess anything up in here," and the guys are like, "Oh no, we're not. Camera crew, go take some pictures of me."
Well, like we said before. Sorry, Ashley, go ahead.
Well, no, when I see someone in a wheelchair with no damn legs, I'm like, "Yep, that's it. That's the one who's leading our coup." Yeah. Oh my God, we're screwed.
Yeah. Well, luckily, the Capitol building is ADA.
Yeah. Well, thank God for that. So you didn't want to get sued.
So he could wheel himself up the ramp.
Like we said before, the guy with the horns. I see, like they showed pictures of him on the media now. It's him walking by himself, and like another crazy guy walking through the halls, like look like they're gonna mess stuff up.
Yeah.
Then I've seen other videos of him walking with like 500 cameras around him, like it was a damn shoot.
I like the Ashley Babbitt shooting video where nobody reacts. There's a gunshot. The dude literally right behind her. There's no blood on him. Like I don't know. She was a 14-year Air Force intelligence veteran.
It's just
she knew too much.
But, yeah, I don't even think she knew. I don't even think she's dead. She may not even be dead.
Well, yes, that's a theory.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, if it
she
is
may have been working with them.
If it's not true, is an unarmed woman shot to death with
and
no
we
weapon.
Still don't know
who killed her.
There's some people think it was the same cop that shot the shooter that was trying to kill all the Republicans a few years ago.
Oh, the guy that wanted to take the.
But like, it was some really flimsy like. Look at the bracelets that this guy's wearing on his hand. It was.
He didn't shoot them. That dude was taken 40 times with the old white dude running the first.
Yeah.
He didn't have a rifle.
But like back to here's the thing. Like you and I have talked about, if I'm an enemy of the United States today, I don't send ground troops in. I don't shoot a nuke in because I want your farmlands to be able to feed my country. But what I do, I shut your power off.
Shut your power off, put chemical weapons in
I shut your power off.
Yeah.
All we gotta do is shut your power off.
Yeah, that's enough.
So if you shut the power off today, right now the Southwest is going through one of the harsh, like they just set like record heat temperatures. Texas is telling their people to set your air conditioner at 82 at night to sleep in. 82!
And don't use any other appliances.
Yeah. So let's just say
69 is 70 degrees.
Yeah. So let's just say they shut it off today. So the South, you're dying, dude.
Oh,
if you're on meds that need electricity, you're dead. 30 days, you're dead. Oxygen, dead. Insulin, dead.
Yeah.
Old people, you're dead. It's too freaking hot down in Florida without air conditioning.
Well, like we said before, like even the big cities, I always thought, like, why are these people dying in these big cities?
Yeah,
then you go there, you're like, oh, I get it.
So then you transition.
Never cools off.
In 6 months, you transition to the dead of winter.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado,
Here.
Minnesota, Illinois. You all dead, dude.
Yeah.
80% of your people dead. So then, now that you just killed 80% of the population of America by shutting the power off, then you roll troops in. Roll them in, take the farmlands. Take whatever you want.
Shit, even if they do that, half the people just give up.
Maybe.
Look at the way they're doing now.
Yeah, they just fall over and do whatever they want.
They'll just walk in and shoot me and you, and everybody else.
I'll die fighting.
Well, whatever. It is what it is. But that's
maybe they'll just let us live.
Make you slaves.
No, maybe they'll just be like, hey, you dudes are bad mofos. We're going to let you live because obviously you're bad.
That was weird. You had firewood.
Yeah, it was weird. You had a way to clean water, and you had some extra food, and you didn't rely on your stinking government. Yeah, you can live. Whatever.
That's cool that you had firewood. Yeah, like like it got cold over that winter, but that's weird. You have wood in your house,
and you have cast iron to cook on your wood stove. Huh. You're pretty intuitive.
Putin's sparing us due to this whole podcast, I'm sure.
Listen, Putin, I'd ride that horse with him with my shirt on, dude.
I'll tell you what.
Don't.
Honestly,
at this point now,
I'm going to tell you right now. I would take Putin over our current administration.
Yeah, I'm dying.
At least Putin can string a sentence together.
Yeah.
Putin, I watched him yell at a dude. He was like, make sure you give me my pen back.
Exactly.
Because he wouldn't sign this stuff. He goes, why didn't you sign this? You were supposed to have this done by now. The dude's like, well, he goes, give him my pen. Give him that right now. You sign it. And I want my damn pen back.
That's right.
And, it's funny. Like, the other day, like, they dogged Trump when Trump was like, Putin's a great adversary. Like, he's
a straight shooter.
He's a straight shooter. Like, I like Putin as a leader, But, like, Biden said yesterday, after, like, he called him a killer, like, a month ago. But no one will bring that up.
We had that G7 summit.
They
used to be a part of.
Yeah, they used to have. They were in it.
Used to be a G8, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
With Russia before Trump,
they invited like Japan and stuff this time
before Obama. I think they kicked him out during the Obama administration.
So, I heard him, and I heard Biden say he's a very worthy opponent. Wait. Isn't that kind of the same thing Trump said? Like,
is Biden racist now?
Yeah, Biden must be. Well, like I saw an it's a little off topic, but I want to get into some good news before we're done tonight. But one of the things that I saw, my wife showed me just a little bit ago. It was some more of the Hunter Biden tweets or texts or whatever that are coming out. With the laptop that didn't exist 6 months ago, but
maybe
now
it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know.
But he's like emailing or texting his cousin because now they're mad because he said about an Asian. He was talking about Asian people, but like I'm reading these texts and my wife's like, read those and tell me what they sound like. It sounds like his cousin is trafficking women and is like, what do you want? Domestic, foreign? 8? He's like, I'm not giving you the Asian girl. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, that's weird.
I never seen him.
Oh, it just came out.
It wouldn't
surprise me. No.
Because that's like what they all seem to be doing.
Is he on Epstein's Island too?
Allegedly.
If you talk about Q, they're all pedophiles, allegedly.
I mean, listen. Something's coming. I can feel it. Like I can feel
in the air tonight.
Mike Tyson, are you in our hotel room? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Yeah. You can do it. But something's coming. Get ready. If you prepare for like what life would be like without electricity.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all you got to do. So you should have like a wood stove in your house. You should have a way to make drinkable water. You should have food. You should have guns to protect yourself. You should have a way to pay for things outside of a chipped card.
Yes.
That you carry in your wallet.
Get cash, which will probably be worthless, but get cash.
Yeah, it won't be worthless at first.
No.
If you have a stack of cash, you're gonna be able to walk into a store and be like, "Here's what I need." While the dudes with credit cards and debit cards, they're not gonna take them. But if you have a big fat stack of cash, they're gonna take it.
This isn't something that's gonna set you back either. Just get some cash in your pocket, put it in your safe.
I know. I had friends that are like, when the whole COVID thing, and they were like, "Look, you're so much like more ahead than we are. What do I do?" I'm like, dude, it's not hard. Like, when you go to the grocery store and you replace the groceries that you used the week before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of buying, let's say you ate a can of chicken noodle soup, and so you're buying another can. Buy 3. Dude, that's $2 extra than what you're spending. Buy the extra cans. If you're walking through the grocery store and they have a deal like 2 for $5 on green beans,
Buy 10.
buy all the ones you can. Yeah, buy a couple bucks worth. It's not that hard. And then before you know it, 30 days, 4 weeks of going to the grocery store, you have a month worth of food set aside.
Right. That's why it was a couple weeks ago, I told my wife, buy all the extra dry foods you can.
Yeah.
We have meat.
You can live on potatoes. Potatoes and butter.
Yeah, look at me.
You can literally live on potatoes and butter.
Yeah.
Period.
Yes. No, well, that's it. Buy dry. I told her, it's like, buy all the extra dry foods, rice, potatoes, like even the stupid box potatoes.
Dude, buy extra things of ramen noodles. Them things like literally never go back.
No,
they have an expiration date and they taste weird after like 5 years, but they don't go back.
No,
So you won't drink milk a day after it expires, but ramen noodles 5 years later are fine.
Yeah, because you know why? Do you know why? Because ramen noodles have about 9 pounds of salt in them, which is, I'll tell you, one of the things, you know what I bought recently? Weird, dude. I'm so weird. I bought the salt to salt meat.
Well, that's good. That's not weird.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I know, because it's not regular salt.
No.
It's not regular salt. It's different salt.
If you can use regular salt if it came down to it, but this is better.
Right. Yeah, because it's just, I don't know really what it is.
Thicker cut?
Huh?
Is it like a thicker cut?
No, it's not. It almost looks like a rub.
Yes.
Like a thin rubbed salt. But like I got the pink salt, so you can do thicker meats for longer period. You know, it takes longer. But
Well, that's it.
like I've printed off PDFs of how to salt meat.
Yes, you put it in. There's all kinds of things you can do with water and meat and salt. But even just get extra containers of kosher salt,
Yeah.
flour.
Yeah.
Bad
Because
flour.
your body can't survive without salt.
No, just
You need
kosher.
sodium.
Like salt is important. There was wars fought over salt.
Yeah.
People don't realize salt was probably bigger than oil.
Roman soldiers were paid in salt at one point.
Yeah.
That's how important it was.
No, it
That's
was
how big it was.
Well, they salted their meat.
I mean, look at my books, dude.
It says salt on
It does say salt, 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 meat, salt, meat.
it. Salt meat. But that's what they use to even. I mean, even when you smoke meat,
You still need to get something to pull the moisture out.
of the meat.
Right.
I mean, you can smoke meat, hang meat, and smoke it. But if you had salt, that'd be a big jump.
Yeah.
Because it keeps bacteria from growing on it.
Right.
It's
That's
not-
all the salt does. Keep
Yes.
bacteria.
You can take
It pulls the moisture out, and the moisture is what causes bacteria.
Right. You could throw meat down you put a layer of salt, put the meat down, put a layer of salt.
Rub of salt. You don't even have to put layers.
No.
That's what's neat about that salt.
Well,
You
that's
can
salt.
just put it a very thin layer on top, and that's what draws the moisture.
Right, but that's what you do, though. You lay meat down, salt, meat.
Which, it's weird. Like, I do sometimes think, like, it's weird that they had the COVID shut down because a lot of people got chickens, started gardening. Like,
There's
what
more
a
people
dumb
gardening
time. What a dumb time to shut the electricity off when more people
already for it.
are starting to, like, go back to the basics of
Maybe
living.
that's what they want. They want to get rid of the.
Like our
Well,
government shut it down.
They did say, like the big climate people said, that we would need one of these COVID lockdowns about every 2 years to reduce greenhouse gases.
Well, how do you reduce the most greenhouse gas? Get rid
Kill
of
everybody.
Get rid of people.
Cow
Yeah.
farts. Get rid of cow farts.
Get rid of cow farts.
And burps. Now.
Burps, yeah.
That was the other article we read.
That was
First cow farts, now cow burps.
Dude, that was last week. You said that.
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
But-
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, that's amazing.
Because I'm going to transition here.
Oh, go ahead and transition. But that was just amazing that they're going to go. They put
You
those.
would make a lovely woman.
What? Oh, yeah.
Oh, his hair.
His hair.
Oh, Brad's hair is beautiful. It's like
Except for the bald spot on top, the golden crown, and like the thinning in the front. But your mohawk's kind of getting rough, dude.
Well,
Are you taking
take the side.
Betatin? Is it, what is that?
Biotin.
Biotin to help your hair grow? Oh,
Healthy.
smoke, dude. You need to get that.
Yeah. Or get like the prenatal vitamins really help
Well,
grow your hair
boobs.
now.
They help your boobs.
They don't help. I hope your hair and
I
nails.
let my sides grow. I gotta shave it.
Yeah, nah, dude. Just do it like me. I can actually do a man. I can almost do a man bun, dude. Look at that.
That's pretty
Wow.
close. I must be as hot as you, man.
If I do man bun, dude, chicks would be digging it. They'd be like, look at the 40-year-old man bun.
Yes,
Anyway,
that produced me so much more action.
I mean, listen. The only dudes I want to punch more than Bill Gates and stuff are dudes with man buns. I'm not gonna lie. Like, them dudes walking around with man buns, I want to run up with a pair of scissors,
Cut it off.
cut the man bun off, and then like slap.
Oh.
Do you remember the Saturday Night Live skit? When it was funny. It was punched while eating.
Punch
Yeah.
one.
Did you ever see it?
I think
It had Andy
Samberg.
Samberg, and like every time someone would go to take like a bite of sandwich on the street, he'd run up and punch them, right? Like, that's what I want to do with man buns, like punch while man bunning.
I hate man buns, dude. Because I don't have no
They're
hair.
so stupid. I hate them because they're stupid looking.
Also, they have great bodies too.
Yeah, most men, no, not everybody, because there's a dude down the road here that has a man bun. He's built like us, dude.
Dude, if I had a man bun, it wouldn't matter.
No one would care. I have like a beautiful mane.
I have beautiful nothing.
Anyway,
That's my problem.
transition, dude. We're getting out. We're done. We're done.
Okay. Well,
We got man boobs.
If I could lactate, I could feed
Yeah.
hundreds of kids.
Hey, if you have a nipple, you can milk it.
Milk it. Talking about milk
Hey,
it, I was talking about, hey,
I have nipples,
Mickey
fucker.
O'Shea. Mickey's O'Shea's Irish vodka. Mickey O'Shea's Irish vodka is the smoothest vodka you could ever drink. So, if you go to your liquor store, pick it up. It's great. It's probably one of the smoothest vodkas I've ever had.
I mean, I can't believe it's taking this long for the Irish to
make
move
vodka.
away from moss peat whiskey
Yeah.
to vodka. I
Vodka.
mean, they literally.
They're coming for you, Russia.
They've been growing potatoes for years.
Yes. That's like the cash crop, baby.
This is a fantastic vodka. I put it up against all the other vodkas. I'm drinking it right now.
The one that starts with a T ain't got nothing on Mickey O'Shea's, dude.
Listen, I'm warm right now because I'm drinking Mickey O'Shea's Irish vodka.
That's right.
Ashley's hair is even redder.
I can literally feel half my face turning blue because I want to start a war, dude. Oh no, he was Scottish.
That was
wasn't he?
Scotland. I was like, wait, no.
Sorry, Mickey
Basically the
O'Shea's.
same thing. It's
Yeah,
not-
I mean you're right next to each other. All right,
They
so
both
listen.
look
The last
like
thing
English, like we were.
the last thing I want to talk about is the hero of the week.
Hero of the week.
All right, so hero of the week this week, Tim Stevens.
Oh, he's a. I tell you what.
No, well, first off, what I want to say
Yeah.
is Canada. I want to high five you and punch your face at the same time. Like, it bothers me that our pastors in America aren't being hauled off to jail over COVID, but the Canadian pastors are. But it bothers me that Canadians are arresting their pastors, and at least we ain't there yet here in America.
Oh,
But when you have your what do they call that? Your pastor reaction force. What was that?
I'm not sure, but
Where they were working with the feds, pretty
Or,
much.
yeah.
So yeah.
this man right here is a hero. This is what every pastor should have been doing from the
From the
first
beginning.
day
Yeah.
of COVID.
But let me set
Not
the
only
stage.
rabbis, preachers, priests,
Yes.
all of them.
Yes. So let me set the stage.
Yeah.
Right? You're sitting in your house in the suburbs. Helicopter flies over. 25 cop cars flying down the road, lights ablazing. You're literally watching an episode of Cops, dude. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Oh, what are you doing wrong? Are you selling drugs? Are you shooting people? No. You're holding an outside church service.
Oh,
Because
God.
that's what Pastor Tim Stevens did. He held an outside church service, and the Canadian police used a helicopter to find them.
They use a helicopter. That's why this is the place I want to move. Okay. There's nothing going on. There's nothing going on in the whole area. There's no problems except for a religious Christian service going on.
Well, yeah, it's only Christians because guess what? Canada didn't shut the mosques down.
No, they can. That's
the
bad.
Muslims. You keep preaching away. Keep preaching your murderous, freaking cutting off the heads of Christians. You're allowed to do that. Oh, you want to have a little downtown dance off? Sure thing. Oh, you want to play hockey? Let's load the stadium.
Yeah.
But you want to preach God? No
way.
No way.
And
Tim Stevens.
Tell you what, watching that video, he has more. I would have.
Yeah, where they hauled him off in front of his freaking family.
In front of my family.
Right in front of his kids. His kids are like crying and reaching in through the bars.
And it almost brought me to tears.
Yeah, I know.
And fury at the same time. I would, if it was me, I'd be dead.
Listen, I said this before, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on the show. During the American Revolution, there was the Black Robe Regiment, where they preached, you cannot serve a king and a god.
Right.
So you can't serve your government and a god. You can only serve one. So if you're serving your government, then you're not in a direct line with your God.
No, you're not connected to God.
Right. You're not connected to God because governments are,
Corrupt.
they're corrupt from the core. And like I listened to a guy on Tinfoil Hat this week that said all governments are corrupt because in essence, you never, by voting, you're giving your consent for the government to steal someone else's money to use for someone else.
Right. He's basically, that was that volunteerism guy.
Yeah, volunteerism. He said, not communism. It should be volunteerism.
Right. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Well,
but anyway.
That's like a utopia, probably.
So back to Tim. Here's how hardcore Christian this dude is. He goes in front of the judge after being arrested, and the judge says, look, if you just sign this paper that says you won't hold any more services, we'll let you out on bail. You know what he said? No way. No way, sucker. Nope, I ain't signing it. You know what I'm going to do? I'll sit in jail.
Well,
because I'm not giving up my religious belief.
No, he's going to preach anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lie.
So what I really hope is he's in jail right now screaming
down the halls.
The gospel of Jesus Christ.
Down the halls. Yeah.
Down the halls. And I hope God hears him and crumbles that jail around him, dude, like he did in the Bible.
Well,
because I hope he brings his wrath down, dude. Yeah, I want it to come down.
Wow. That's the anger I felt when I saw his children crying.
Yeah. I want God's wrath to rain down.
The reporter says, is this what you signed up for? Is this what you signed up for as a police officer? And the woman says, no. Thank you, sir. Gets in her car.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do it?
Because, dude, again, listen.
I
was at work today, and we were in a house, and the dude had 20 pair of Air Jordans lined up against the wall.
Yeah.
Yep. So I said to the guy, like one of the other people I was with was like, man, I wish, I don't even have one pair of $200 shoes, let alone 15.
I had a pair of Air Jordans one time in my life.
Yeah, I had one pair of Jordans and one pair of remember the Malcolm X ones that had the things? Anyway.
No, they weren't Malcolm X. They're
yeah, but they called them Malcolm X's, dude.
All right.
But anyway. You remember when he come back from his trip to Mecca, he was like, dude, we should all be getting along.
No,
bang, bang, bang! How dare you?
No, he was
like Tupac and everybody else.
Well, Tupac. I don't want to go as far as to put him with Tupac.
I don't know. Have you ever heard Tupac when changes, dude?
Yeah.
We all we got to get along.
Yes, I know.
We got to start changing the way we eat, change the way we live, change the way we treat each other. Bam!
Malcolm X was, well, whatever.
Well, Malcolm X, when he was in the Nation of Islam, and he was the one that they always throw out that by any means necessary in the picture where he has the AK.
Listen, that's the American spirit. I don't care what anybody says. If you feel oppressed, that's what you do. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, but he came back from Mecca
Yeah,
and said,
I know. I understand.
hey, you know what? We're all the same.
We're all the same.
We're all
he
the
figured
same.
out we're
He
all
figured
the
it
same.
out.
Yes. And then they
Yep,
killed him.
He figured it out.
And then he started preaching togetherness, and they killed
they
him.
killed him.
Same thing they did him.
MLK, same thing they did with the Kennedys.
All of them.
Anybody who preached
Jesus.
Yeah.
Gandhi. Anybody who preached togetherness. Anybody who preached, hey, we should all get together.
Tupac, dude. Start listening to Tupac.
I ain't going to listen to Tupac. I'm never going to do it. I can't.
If you listen to his music, like,
He was in the movie.
Stop. He sang, what was that? The song "Keep Your Head Up" to like the ghetto girls, where he's saying like, keep your head up, like you're gonna meet a dude. Like, listen to the music today where they're like, you bitches and hoes, I'm gonna smack the shit out you.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's garbage, dude.
He was in the movie Nothing But Trouble.
Yeah.
He was a backup dancer for the dude with the fake rubber nose. What was his name?
Dan Aykroyd.
No.
Digital Underground. Baby.
Digital Underground, baby.
I know
Yeah, he's a backup dancer.
But anyway, we're getting way off
Listen,
track. Tim Stevens.
I can never
Tim
accept him.
Stevens.
Tim
Stevens.
Backup. I'm sorry. Tim Stevens is a hero.
The hero of the week, because you stand up for your beliefs. And if we all don't start standing up for our beliefs, we're going to be stuck with a stinking experimental vaccination, just like...
We're already half stuck with it.
Yeah. Well, like, look at the 120 nurses in Texas.
Those poor women.
That tried to stand up to their employer. And like we were talking today...
Shut down.
They shot it. The federal courts threw it out because it's a right-to-work state.
Just walk out. Like you said, they should walk out.
Well, that's what I've been saying, dude. We should, like, police departments that they're defunding, walk out. Walk out.
Who's going to be hired? Because
who are they going to hire? It's going to take a year.
You can't even get anybody to work at McDonald's.
I know.
How you going to get someone
walk out, and then all you do is stand outside until they're like, "Please come back." Please.
Well, how are you going to get someone to?
They're burning our city
to handle gunshot wounds when they can't get someone to work at McDonald's.
Yeah. Nurses, stand up for yourselves, walk out. Now, what I said today earlier, what did I say to you about this? If the government or any employer can force you to take a do a medical treatment on you.
Right.
That's what this is. It's a medical treatment. Now, libtard, stupid idiots.
Hey, don't get angry.
6 months from now, when you get pregnant and you walk into your employer at like 8 months and say, hey, next month, I'm having a baby. I'm going to need 12 weeks off. And your employer says, nope, you're going to get an abortion. If you don't get an abortion, we're going to fire you. You have no leg to stand on.
Right.
Because if your employer can force you to take an experimental shot, then they can say, go get an abortion.
I know everybody listening thinks that's absurd. Okay, it is absurd right now. But who the hell knows? Like, this is the president.
Yeah, hey, it was absurd 18 months ago when I said to people at work, hey, you better get ready because this COVID thing's coming to America. They're going to shut everything down. Right. They're all like, you're crazy.
Well, but I'm just saying, this is now a precedent set that they can tell you what to do with your body.
If you don't own your body,
you don't own nothing.
You're a slave.
You're a slave.
I have been saying this. If you don't own your body, you're a slave.
Mm-hmm.
Walk away from your jobs. Get everybody together. Not a union thing. Not a, hey, I'm trying to get better wages or better working conditions. Mm-hmm. Nope. This is you own your body. Walk the F out. And you know what? If you got to go find another job, go find another job. Because guess what? I see signs for nurses. I see signs for teachers. I see signs for all these people everywhere. And if everybody sticks together, we have the power.
I'm going to tell you right now, you can walk out any job you want because there ain't no one filling it. There's no one working.
Nope.
No one wants to work. There ain't no one coming up. Nothing. Because the school's basically shut down during all this shit.
Well, here's the thing, dude. Who wants to be a police officer right now?
No one.
No.
You can't do anything.
Right. Because you're going to get in trouble.
You do your job, you get in trouble.
Right.
So why would you do that? So just walk out. If you work at a police station and you fear that you can't do your job, walk out.
Yeah, walk out. All right. Tim, you the man. We love you. Keep up. Stay strong. Jesus is with you. God is with you.
Oh, I pray for your family, man. That was brutal.
Yeah. And your family's with you. Everybody else, maybe take a page out of Tim Stevens' book. Look him up. Maybe if we all started acting like him and be martyrs and get hauled off the prison, maybe things would start changing.
That's right. This is like, it's hard to say, but it's like the when the black people in the 60s used to get sprayed with fire hoses. How they used to go sit in the booth and get drug out.
Yeah.
Non-violent. Non-violent. Now, it's a different thing. It's not violent. Like, he didn't get arrested violently. He wasn't beaten. I understand all that. I'm not saying it's the same thing. But it's equivalent to that.
Yeah, we all just need to stick together.
Like, this isn't a race issue. This is you are going to be screwed rights issue. We all got to stick together. This is the thing. No matter what, we all have to stick together. That's the thing.
And if we stick together, they can't touch us.
They cannot touch us.
No.
Like,
all right, so listen. I think we need to wrap it up.
Right, I was doing wrap up. To say, if you want to build back better, let's stick together.
Ooh, that rhymes, dude.
Yeah, and we all build back better together.
Back better.
Together.
Stick together.
Yes, we all stick together. We build back better together and throw these.
And throw the freaking
scum out.
Yeah, throw the shackles off of us.
Yes, I'll vote for anybody.
I'm done voting, but yeah.
Well, I mean, we take over.
Do it.
No, vote is a joke.
Let's go through our, hit up our sites.
Okay, Ashley, we got This Week in Conspiracy on Instagram. Correct?
Yes.
This Week on Conspiracy at Gmail.
Yes.
Send me a damn email. We haven't got one email, people. Give me an email. We do our recordings at 8 o'clock on Thursdays. Please send us something.
Come on over.
We'll talk about it. If you send it to me anytime during the week, we'll talk about it. We have, I did Instagram, right? This Week in Conspiracy on Facebook. Same thing. DM it. Or is it DM on Facebook? Instant message? I don't know what the hell it is.
Oh, yeah, they can just send a message.
Send a message. Send a message on Instagram. And then what's the Twitter?
_conspiracy.
Send it, and we'll put it on there, and we'll shout you out. We need all the information we can get. We put as much news as we can on our Instagram, so on our Facebook.
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and we'll shout you out. And you have anything to add, Brad?
No, I'm good, man.
All right, we're good. Here's one thing I want to say. Go to local businesses. Stay local. Everything you do local. Work together. Like you said before, go out in your front porch, front yard, hang out with your friends and family out in the front.
Family?
Hang out with your family. But hang out with your friends and family out front.
Mickey,
bring people in. And you're not going to change the world by voting. It's done. That's dead. You got to change it from local out. So if you want to run for something, run locally. Get elected, change things in your neighborhood, work your way out. Anything else, Brad?
No, man, I'm out.
All right. Peace. Have a nice week. We'll see you next week, and God bless.